Welcome to the GOODNITE Show, featuring your host, Jordan Geske.
So yeah, we changed the name of the podcast to the GOODNITE Show, and we want to slowly bring in more aspects to it.
Sure.
Like at the beginning of it, have like a Jon Stewart kind of, this is what's going on, and then do the podcast and the interview, and then have an on the street segment. We did 3 episodes that actually have acoustic live artists play at the end in our studio, and they sound like amazing. We'll show you one of them after.
Yeah.
Because they're like, the studio, this little fucking thing that we put together actually really slaps.
If you ever want me to be your on the street guy, just let me know. I'll be like, hey, you come here for a minute.
Yeah. No, I was like, I should make Jeff Davison do some of this on the street stuff. I think he'd be great.
Once on the street, we shot a pilot for a TV series. I got cast in it. I was like, oh, okay, like I'll do this show because I was coming right out of broadcasting school, and my whole job, it was a sex show.
Yeah.
And I had to like do the street stuff, and it was amazing. It was amazing. The shit that people would tell you just walking up to them, you're just like, wow.
When was it?
Oh shit, that would have been 1999, 2000.
Yeah. I feel like people were a little bit like, right now it's tough going out on the street talking about sex stuff, I think.
I don't know. I think it was.
No?
I don't know if it would be better or worse. Like my buddy, he said he went to the bar the other night. He's like, I saw a girl make out with 3 different guys, and apparently she left with one of them.
People forget their ideologies at the bar for a bit.
There's a lot of craziness going on there. Just remember, you're a parent now. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy? I was just at
daughter up there on
Sunterra
that stage
today.
Yeah.
And the girl at Sunterra was like, "Oh, I know you, and I found your Instagram. Congratulations, you're having a kid." And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. I should make my personal Instagram private."
You probably should at this point. Yeah.
Because now that I'm going on to What's Good, like I stayed away from it for a while.
This can be the public side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I stayed away from like putting my face on my business for like a long time after I didn't have to. Once What's Good started going, I was like the only person doing it with my business partner for a while, but then we hired. Yeah. Now we're kind of restructuring. We're like rebuilding What's Good to be a little bit leaner, a little bit meaner. It has so much potential. Like in the first year, I spent $250,000 like supporting businesses out of my own pocket in Calgary. Yeah. So then the next year we spent more and still more. Probably this year we'll do more. And then, it's like we're shooting free videos. So like what we do, most of the videos on our page are free. Most of the posts on our page are free. Businesses reach out to us. We pay somebody to go there and promote that business for free. So it's like, it's interesting. But it's a great funnel. We get a lot of contracts at my marketing company and at my production studio and photo studio because people see the quality of our work, or they're like, hey, what is this behind here?
Hey, you helped us. We really want to work with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, awesome. So it's cool. It comes around, it goes around. We've like considered like being a nonprofit and stuff, but it's a lot.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So
awesome.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
To the GOODNITE Show. We have today Jeff Davison, CEO of the Prostate Cancer Foundation in Calgary.
Prostate Cancer Center, yeah.
Prostate Cancer Center. I knew I was going to mess that one up.
It's okay. It's a mouthful. Yeah.
Well, do you want to give people a little bit of a history of the center itself? And
yeah, I mean, it's funny because I've been there for about 4 years, and the center itself's been around for just over 25 years. Yeah. And I think largely in part, one of the challenges is just getting awareness up there. I mean, I don't want this to be Calgary's best kept secret anymore, right? Which is why we've done a provincial expansion program. It's why we've expanded our services, our footprint, all of those things, right? When it comes to dealing with cancer, you want to put patients and their families first. And so we can only do that by doing more.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is totally like it's not publicly funded. It's privately funded.
It's all donor funded.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's we don't work for AHS. We work around the system itself and try to provide all that wraparound care and support. Right. Yeah. Like obviously, we try to do it differently. We manage our rapid access clinics so that when and where somebody gets a diagnosis of urological cancer, they're in to see a doctor as soon as possible. Generally, that's into our clinic. In one of the rapid access groups within 2 weeks. Yeah. Within 2 weeks of that, you're in to see a urologist. Like we try to move the needle so that people are getting the access to care where and when they need it. And then part of it is also understanding that it's not just the individual that goes down the journey of cancer, right? It's the family that's with them, it's the partners, it's the caregivers, it's all of those folks. And so trying to provide services that, for instance, like caregiver classes, what are you going to need to know about what your partner's about to go through? What are you going to need to know about what dad's going through or your son's going through? And just making sure that everybody has the resources and support to get through the disease itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one of the biggest like reasons that I wanted to bring you on when I reached out, I mentioned Movember, and it kind of silly because right away you told me about the Keeping It in Alberta movement.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on that before we go any further and kind of dive into it. And if we get off topic or anything, kind of what do you want to go into what you told me about Movember and about how we have this great place here in Calgary that isn't publicly funded and that it's donor funded and how the money is leaving technically?
Well, and to give you a little bit of context, the Prostate Cancer Center itself is a world-class organization centered right here in Calgary. So every urologist in the city is in our office. All of the wraparound care is there. The support services, the operating room, everything is in one place, right? It's what makes us incredibly unique about how we not only help patients go through their journey, but get them access to care quickly. You know, I've always thought Movember itself, and for instance, November is that big time frame in raising money for charities like ourselves. It's a great movement, right? It actually gets guys focused on talking about their health. It gets them paying attention to what they should be talking about. The challenge is it's a lot like here in Alberta, our transfer payments, right? We all get tired of watching tax dollars from Alberta flow to Eastern Canada, right? That's exactly what happens here.
And it gets caught up in the bureaucracy.
I'll tell you, like running a charity, there is no place on earth like Calgary, right? The people here who want to give back to community and help support people going through, you know, challenging times all the way through to just help supporting good things in our city. Calgary is unique in our ability to give back with philanthropic dollars. And so you see these global entities wanting to come here and raise money in our backyard because it's a lot easier than anywhere else, right? And it truly is,
sense,
right? Because Calgarians are a different breed. We care to support the community that has supported us in a much different way. My challenge is, you know, often that movement comes here, they raise $1.3 million roughly on average every year, and then take that money out of country. And so for a group that is supporting research and is supporting initiatives and education, well, we do all those things better than anywhere else in the world, right? And we're doing it by raising money. And so the challenge is we often have people coming in to try to compete with us, even though the fundraising we do stays right here in our province, right? It goes exactly to our dads, our brothers, our sons, you know, our uncles, the men in our lives that are going through this disease.
Yeah. No, I think that's really crazy. And it's like, it's something that I never really thought about, but the branding and the marketing behind Movember, it's huge and it's really powerful. And it's like,
it's a global movement.
It's done an amazing thing, I assume, for prostate cancer awareness and like depression and everything in men, right? I think that they branch off into a lot of different things now. But it's like, I never thought, oh shit, I should probably donate that money somewhere where it's going to like hit home the fastest.
And that's the thing. Like we cover all of the research. We run more clinical research here in Calgary than any other place on earth, right? I think right now we've got about 27 studies going, right? And these are clinical trials for metastatic cancer patients that have run out of options. We're the place in the world that finds them more options, that gives them more time with their family.
That's saying, hey, there's a test. Like it's something kind of unconventional or something that hasn't been proven yet. It's like, hey, there's a theory going on that we tried in a lab and maybe we can try it here.
Well, not even. It's clinical trials. So people actually taking the drugs and we're, you know, developing them while people are going through the disease. And we're having incredible outcomes happen because of that program, right? We've got basic science research that we do with partnership at the University of Calgary. We have all of, like I say, all of those wraparound care, you know, assets that we have, including the Man Van program, which is an early stage.
Talk about the Man Van.
It's where you go out into the community and talk to men about their health. So all of these things that, you know, Movember says they fund, well, we're doing all of these things and we do them better than anywhere else in the world. And to date, we've never gotten more than $6,000 from them to help.
Really? Damn. That's unfortunate. Shout out to Movember. Show some love where it's deserved. Hit up Calgary. Because, I know like a lot of people who like, they do the Movember every single year. And I have some friends who raise like really good money for it. So I hope like from this, what we can get is we can get some awareness about these services that we have in Calgary and how they're world class. And then like kind of push people, hey, 1, it's okay to talk about it, right? 2, we have the services. And 3, let's make sure that if we are donating, like we can donate the services to the right place, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. You want to talk? So the Man Van, when did this start and what was the spark?
Well, it's interesting. In 2009, the Man Van program started, right? Because we know as men, we're relatively irresponsible with our health. We don't want to talk about it. And so the concept was really if we could get out into the community and talk to men where they feel comfortable about talking, right? That we know that most men, unless there's something physically wrong with them, will not go to a doctor, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with prostate cancer is that it's a disease that has little to no symptoms until it's too late.
Yeah.
And so early detection absolutely matters in how we catch it early and treat the disease, because if we can catch it early, it's almost 100% curable.
Really?
Right? Like, that's why we're out. And so the Man Van program came to start getting out into the community and
just to talk,
and testing guys. And number one,
they do actual testing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So number one, it's turning around the stigma. It's a simple blood test that could save your life, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's out there using the finger.
Yeah. Not get in the van for
not the best part of our day either.
I've been warned about these vans.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really is breaking down that stereotype, number one, right? That a simple blood test could save your life. Again, I say that 8 times a day at least, right? Just where it's trying to get it ingrained in people's heads. But a lot of men just don't have access to doctors, right? Like, we've either never had a family doctor and again, where if there's nothing physically wrong, well, why do I need to talk to a doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so, when you consider that 1 in 6 Alberta men will face prostate cancer, that's a huge number.
Crazy.
Right. I can tell you, year over year right now, we're up 30% of patients in our clinics.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a population.
Is that because of better awareness, or is that because there's more cancer?
I think it's a little of both.
A little bit of both.
I think, moreover, though, the population is aging, and we're seeing more people come into that 40 to 70 range where it's just, that's where we're seeing the disease take place.
Yeah. I always heard it was like 30, but then I was reading on your site, it was 40. Did that like swap at some point, or was I just always wrong? Or
like, one of the big struggles, and I'll say this across Canada, is that we don't have a consistent standard.
Okay.
Right? Like, even in Alberta, where we should have a unified healthcare standard, we don't. Northern Alberta does it a little bit differently than Southern Alberta.
Really?
I have always advocated for 40, right?
Yeah.
Because when you think about that 1 in 6 men that we talked about, if you have a family history, it's 1 in 3, right? So it's like, the earlier we can start talking to guys about just even setting up a habit for an annual check.
Yeah.
Is an annual check right for me? The earlier the better, right? And so 40 to me has always become a really important age. And honestly, 25% of the men that come to the Man Van are between 40 and 50.
Yeah.
And so it is starting to pick up that guys know, like, okay, I do have to pay attention to this, right? And when and where there is a high diagnosis, we've at least got steps to mitigate it, right? Like I say, non-metastatic side of the cancer, it's relatively curable, right? We can manage it. We've got lots of tools in the toolbox to deal with it, as long as we catch it early.
It's interesting to look at just like the whole entire overview of like how there's a stigma around it, and then there's no standard way of looking at it, and then there's like so much money raised for it, but it's not going to the right place. Like it is just like a lack of logic and education, it seems.
Yeah, and I often find with the center itself, in the last 4 years, we've really proven we can do it better, right? We provide better patient outcomes with less cost, even to the AHS as a system, right? Which is why we're trying to partner to do more with them, right? Our prehab program, for instance. So prehabilitation is this idea that, by getting people healthier before a surgery, can we change outcomes?
Yeah.
And what we know is we're significantly reducing hospitalization rates. We're significantly reducing post-surgical complications, like for things like sexual dysfunction, incontinence problems, drastically reducing those, because we take the 12 weeks between diagnosis and when the operating room time is, and we get guys healthier. We put them on a gym program.
Yeah.
And it's just simple things like that, being innovative about how we treat patients, that we can do.
Is there like a 3 things that you could do to drastically help yourself, like avoid something like prostate cancer, if you had to name 3?
I think there isn't really this big correlation in terms of like, oh, well, it's because you ate that, or environmentally it was this. I think for me, it's more about just from a general sense, talking to guys about their health. Number one, pay attention to your health, right?
Yeah.
And not just when you think something's wrong.
Don't push it
right?
down.
Start talking about what does an annual check look like for me, and start getting a regular physical. Like, those things will matter. Number 2, I would say, everything in moderation, but try to stay in decent shape, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you see, just by being in a hospital and just by seeing what patients go through, the ones that recover a lot faster tend to have gone in a lot healthier.
Yeah, they
right.
Maybe
and so
gone to the gym, eaten a better diet.
Yeah, and third, I would say it's like, one thing leads to another, right? Like, even on the Man Van now, while our primary function is talking to people about prostate cancer and issuing a blood test, we do talk about like waist circumference and cholesterol and risk of diabetes and things like that. Because all of those things will matter in the grand scheme of your health. And so when and where we can talk to men in generally about their health, that matters, including not just the physical side, but the mental health side as well.
Yeah. Where can people find this man van? Like where would you guys take it on like tours? Are there specific dates? Are you just at the sports games?
We try to be everywhere.
Yeah. Tailgate parties.
Yeah. Honestly, like we've done them all, right?
Yeah.
We've done everything from golf tournaments and hockey games
That's
to,
awesome.
companies will say, hey, look, we care about our employees. Will you come on site and do some work with us?
That's awesome.
All of the above, right? But you can simply go to prostatecancercenter.ca and all of the man van schedule is listed on there because we want people to come out to these community clinics, right?
Yeah. And there's also obviously resources. They don't have to wait for the man van to be like going somewhere where they want to go. It's
anywhere you see the man van, you're welcome to come over and have a conversation about whether or not a simple blood test is right for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's great to hear. I think it's funny because you talked about like people just not going to the doctor unless something's physically wrong. I think that comes, I don't want to go back to Movember, but they've done a good job bringing up awareness of things. And I think that's probably where they tied into like the depression and men's health and being okay with talking about things. Like,
and they deserve all that credit, honestly. Like, I mean, this is not an us versus them mentality, right? Yeah. It's, but I see the challenges and I understand why we need money and why we need to raise the money locally because there's so much more in terms of need that we're seeing. And for a world-class organization like us that survives on charitable dollars, we need every dollar we can raise right here in Alberta to stay in Alberta. But I will never take away what that movement has done for men's health.
The awareness is insane.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of times, even just walking in here, somebody stopped and asked us, they're like, oh, well, how come I see all these Movember ads? I don't see your ads. Well, because we're not a global agency that's, got operations around the world raising money and trying to run global commercials, right? Yeah. We're focused on patients right here in Alberta, and every single dollar we raise goes towards those patients.
Yeah, that's interesting. So let's say like somebody wants to help, but they don't have the ability to donate. Is there other ways for like people local to Calgary or Alberta or Canada to get involved?
100%. We have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers at the center, and we couldn't do the work we do without them. They're just amazing to us, honestly. From the individuals who come out and just help support every man van clinic to the people that are sitting at the front desk welcoming patients when they come there. Yeah. We have a peer support program that is really about guys who've gone through the program and have had to deal with the cancer. They're there when it comes to the next guy who needs a biopsy right in our clinic, waiting for them, talking to them afterwards. The biggest part that I think volunteers have done for us is really letting patients understand they're not alone, right? And I think that's the one thing in a men's community that's really, really important is that you're not there on your own and you don't have to be quiet about the journey. Yeah. Others have gone through it too, so it's okay to talk about it. I mean, I often quite have, I'll take Bret Hart out all the time, right? Yeah. And he's such an amazing advocate for what we do, and just we're so thankful to have him come out and speak with us because he tells a great story about how his brother and him got diagnosed roughly around the same time. Only his brother was 10 years older and he didn't get checked early enough, and his brother's no longer with us because of that. And so Bret knew at that point, he's like, I got checked early enough that we could deal with this. It's my mission now to tell others, you've got to get checked. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, like, if there's one thing that I'll take away with Bret Hart, it's that if the ultimate tough guy has no problem standing there talking about the disease, neither should you. Yeah,
the Hart families, they're like a Calgary staple. I remember one of them was my substitute teacher like all the time. I can't remember which one, but like
Bruce?
I think so, yeah. Like cowboy boots, like mullet.
Yeah, sounds like Bruce.
All the time. Yeah,
I was a little rough around the edges, he seemed. Yeah.
He was the best sub.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to have him sub our classes too, and I was like, man, this guy's great.
Hilarious. No, that's cool. So and I assume there's resources online if somebody wants to reach out to like get involved in this community network and this volunteering. Absolutely. They can hit you up on your website. We'll probably throw the website up on the screen right here. Ping. See if he can pull that off. I like keeping him on his toes.
That is production value at its finest. Yeah.
Remove my sound effect and put a better one.
I actually think you did a great job with the sound effect. I think we could get sub work for you just by being the sound effect
you
guy.
Let me know if you need a
lasers,
sound effect volunteer.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'll find someone for you. I'm not doing it. No, that's great. No, it's cool, and I think it's interesting because I was aware of the center itself because I've known you for a bit now and we've chatted. But I also was totally oblivious to when I raised money for Movember. Like last year, we did a Movember thing. It might be better to raise that money here, and that's not taken away from the awareness effect that Movember has internationally. Is still huge and probably still has a huge effect on people making sure they are talking and making sure that they are getting out there. But then the services having those local, that is like a whole nother monster. It might even be something where it's like, hey, maybe you want to donate like a bit over here, split your budget 30%. I, as a marketing guy, I always say 30% goes to your ad campaign and then the rest of the service, right? So
there's lots of ways to do that. I mean, honestly, we encourage people to set up pages and just, drive money directly towards us.
Yeah.
Again, it's a great movement, but we just want to be able to take advantage of it. When you consider like the Prostate Cancer Center here in Calgary, there is no other place on earth like it.
Yeah.
Right. There's lots of places that try to do different things, not as well connected as we have. But the model, what we've developed right here in Alberta, is replicatable to other cancers. And it just shows that we can provide better patient outcomes for less.
It's interesting because I often hear about specialty medical services in like the Calgary, Alberta area, right? Like I've heard, I know there's a big rapper that I know, Ren, who like had Lyme disease that caused psychosis. Calgary is the best specialist in the world for that. So
Calgary has
like,
a lot of the best
this guy
specialists.
is here. And it's really interesting because like there's also like a lot of stuff in our healthcare lately that's kind of like all over the map. Like I just had the EMS whistleblower on. We briefly talked about that. And then like it's interesting to see like there's so much of this insanely well organized stuff. Is that like, and I'm not a private healthcare guy. I'm just wondering, is that more on like a private for AHS side? What's going on? And
no, I don't think so. I mean, I think Calgary and Alberta to an extent have always been relatively fortunate that just our economic environment and what we've got going on here, we seem to have that can-do attitude. We are entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
It attracts that type of person. And so when you're top shelf in terms of some of the medical professionals that are out there, you want to be in a place like Calgary, right? Like as much as people will say like there's challenges with our healthcare system, we're still by far better off than most Canadian provinces. Right?
No, hands down. I think that's something that like I'm never like challenging my health. It's like whenever I mention roads in Calgary, like somebody in the comments is always like, you should see the roads in Winnipeg. And I'm like,
I see that all the time on your comments. It's like, we're not talking about that. So that's something
that it's good to know that Alberta is still cutting edge and that it's still like some of the best, but still at the same point, it's always worrisome when you see cracks in the concrete, right?
Yeah, it's challenging, but you also have to remember, like, as much as specialists come here, they come here often because they also want to be doing research. And so between U of C and U of A, there's a lot of leading research that's happening at both those post-secondary institutions. I sit on the board at the University of Calgary, so I'm going to say that's the one we do most of the research at.
Yeah.
That's the important one. But it's for a lot of those reasons why you get a lot of those specialists, right? Like when you think about even the Children's Hospital, we've got, so many global specialists that come to work at the Children's Hospital because that hospital, just by way of operations, is very different than any other hospital out there, right?
They saved my life when I was a kid. I had Meckel's fractulosis or something. It's like a tumor basically on your bowel that starts eating you inside out. Yeah. It's like a piece of stomach lining that is misplaced in you, and it's like less than 1% of people have it found before they're 1 year old. Wow. And I was like the first in the world to have this stomach tissue at this age. I think I was 16. It started producing stomach acid, but there was no stomach lining to keep it in. It started eating me inside out. And I was at the Children's Hospital. It was like an episode of House. There was 13 doctors with clipboards all around me. Like, hey, we're going to try to figure this out. And we have no idea what's wrong with you. And I think I was there for, it was like probably a week that it took of just test after test after test, like nonstop. And it was scary stuff, especially at like 16 to go through like an existential crisis where they're like, we don't actually know what's up. But it was pretty crazy. They ended up using like the dye stuff they hook up, and I sit in an MRI for ages, and they're like, there's something right here that everything's connecting to. And then they were like, oh, we can just cut that out. And it's
amazing that we have the facilities we have here, right? Yeah. And we want to just continue to make those things better.
Meckel's diverticulum.
Meckel's diverticulum.
Yeah. Meckel's diverticulum. I believe that's what it was called.
Yeah. You're going to have a lot of comments coming at you.
They're going to be like, you don't even know what that is.
I chat GPT.
Yeah. Have you seen the Meckel's diverticulum in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
It's way worse. Yeah. You guys in Alberta have it easy.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Nothing against Winnipeg, by the way.
Yeah,
I lived there for
I'm sure
a few
those people
years.
are fine.
It's actually beautiful other than the bugs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, actually. That's true.
Yeah. Like summer, the poplar trees are taller than their buildings. They're like beautiful to see. So no, that's interesting. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to like see that experience, but at the same time, it's worrying with so many different things going on, and that's why I just wanted to bring that up. Is like what is kind of where do these specialists come from? But I get as an entrepreneur myself here in Calgary, who's moved away a few times and keeps coming back to Calgary to do business. Yeah, it's a great place to like engage with other people. Right.
Well, and you got a good quality of life, generally speaking, right? Like, you know, there's lots of things to do, and your family can grow up here.
Like the traffic's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at like GTA or Vancouver, like, it's pretty good.
Compared to a lot of places, it's pretty good. Yes. Yes.
So I'm on the comments section side now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So no, that's interesting. Well, other than that, is there anything else that people can do to step up and kind of help you promote the awareness? Like,
yeah, like the biggest thing, like honestly, our Keep It in Alberta campaign is on now through I think about December 15th. We're going to keep it open to. I mean, the more money we raise, the more money we get matched, the more money that goes directly to patients, and so we just really encourage like. Sometimes people think, you know, I've only got $10 to give. That's not going to make a difference. I'll tell you, every single dollar makes a difference. And for me, I see it on the faces of our patients and their families every day. So I can tell you it makes a difference.
Yeah, I bet. Seeing that firsthand really does like something. Seeing anything firsthand can open up your eye, right? Something that it's like, I'm supposed to go on a EMS ride along pretty quick here. So that'll be kind of interesting.
Fascinating.
Maybe scary. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Don't know what to expect. But you said that every dollar that gets donated is getting matched. Is there like, how does the fundraiser itself work?
Yeah. So Keep It in Alberta right now, we've got a matching sponsor up to $250,000.
Oh, that's awesome.
Our goal is to match that and go far beyond because again, you know, year over year, we're up 30% in terms of patients, right?
Yeah.
And so we're now at a point where we're seeing 24 to 25,000 patient visits a year. And so it's an incredible amount of people that come see us for prostate, bladder, kidney, and other urological disease. And so we just want to make sure that we can continue to provide the best possible services to all of those people.
When did the fundraiser start?
November 1st.
November 1st.
Yeah.
And what are we at right now?
I think I don't know, actually.
Do we know?
You should have asked that.
240.
Okay, we're at
like
240.
right at the cusp.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'll throw down 1,000. I'll do that when we're done here.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
We'll that gets us so close. We only need a few more people. So like a couple dollars here and there, and that'll add up really quick. We're going to try to have this one out for our Friday episode. Okay. So we might be there by then, but that doesn't mean that people should stop donating. I think that it's important to know that just because the dollars aren't getting matched anymore, people still have cancer, and you need more than $250,000 to fix it.
You know, that's it's the one thing about being in a charity that I've always found. There has never been a time or a day working in cancer care that I felt like I could just take my hands off the wheel. Like your foot's always on the accelerator. You've got to keep going because as much as you've helped the patient today, there's a lineup of more tomorrow.
Yeah, that must be, is it like, how have you evolved and kind of like changed since like taking the mantle over the last 4 years? And did you have somebody in your family that made you want to get into this line or?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a number of families. In fact, my dad is going through the clinic now.
Oh, really?
And so it's like, you know, it's an important thing. Like when you spend a lot of time out there in the public talking about this 1 in 6 number and this 1 in 3 number, and then it's your family member. It's
sooner or
like,
later,
like you realize how quickly it connects to somebody out there, right? I mean, I remember starting in the job, you'd go do these big rooms where it's like, okay, how many people have been affected? And nobody really wanted to put up their hand because nobody really wanted to talk about it. Cut to like, now I go and do talks and there's, you know, hundreds of people in the room. And I'm like, how many people have been affected? And 90% of the people in there put their hand up. And it's like, okay, we're making progress because people are talking about it. People are admitting to it.
Yeah.
Guys are talking about it with one another. You know, family members are talking about it. And that's really, really important.
Yeah, I think that's huge to be able to keep pushing it up and spread that awareness.
Yep.
Cool. That's that's interesting. Well, is there anything else going on? Do you guys have like conventions or any, like, do you go anywhere to kind of promote it? Like anything that we can put up on the page to help you guys with?
You know, through the year, we do a ton of different promotions. And so, like, obviously we do a couple of major golf tournaments in the summertime. Awesome. This year we're going to do, we've got a key sponsor that we're going to do a men's breakfast in June, I think it is.
Nice.
And that'll be one where we want to get out and try to raise like literally $500,000 at or more.
That's awesome.
So things like that. Like, I mean, we do a lot of those big sort of, you know, fundraising pieces throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have any goals for next year? Are you trying to crush a target or?
You know, I think the challenge with seeing more and more patients is that every year you just have to raise more, right? And so that is sort of the big goal now is, you know, can we double yet again our fundraising? I mean, since I've been here, we have tripled fundraising, and I want to double it again. Yeah. And, you know, ultimately my main goal is how do we create a bit more of a sustainability plan, right? And so, you know, how do you be one of these charities that has the ability to go out and raise $50 to $100 million, and then you've got, you know, an endowment fund you can actually self-support yourself with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because those make all of the difference when it comes to charitable survival.
And what are the steps that you really have to like focus on to get to that point?
You know, I think it really has been an exercise for me the last 4 years. Just do what you say you're going to do and prove that you can make the difference, and not just anecdotally. Give us the numbers. Like, are what we said we were doing, is it making a difference to patients, right? And so we're now at that step where we've got a lot of the data behind what we're doing.
Analyze it.
We've got a lot of the new programming. We've got the new spaces. We've got sort of an expansion where we're no longer just sort of supporting patients in Calgary. We're supporting patients across Alberta now. So all of those things lead to those steps on, okay, well, now it's possible to go out and either start a foundation or get an endowment that helps sustain you and ensure that every patient who goes through this in Alberta has access to quality care for the next 10 to 25 years.
So is it, you keep it in Alberta, what are there people who come from out of province to the center? Like, what is the scope that you guys help with?
We'll provide a lot of advice or direction, or when it comes to some of the research, we'll provide information across to other jurisdictions, but every health region is so different, right? So, you know, ideally over the next couple of years, I'd like to figure out how do we talk to the government of Saskatchewan about, you know, what we do and what could we be doing there, or Manitoba, you know, just to save on some of the roads there, you know, how can we do healthcare better? But just places like that. Like, again, we don't want to be this globally known place that keeps all of our secrets to ourselves, right? Like, our goal is to go out there and eradicate cancer. And if we can put ourselves out of a job, we've done what we need to do.
That's the goal. Yeah, that's a huge goal. There's not many people who want that, but that's in this industry, that's the goal.
And I mean, the good news is we're making steps to get there, right? Like, we know from a non-metastatic cancer point, we've made a huge impact on solving some of the disease challenges.
That's awesome.
And even from a metastatic standpoint now, with the drug trials we're doing and just providing those options to men that have run out of options and seeing recovery rates and longevity rates change, it's groundbreaking for what we're doing.
You keep saying that Calgary, like the center, it's like one of the best in the world. Like, is it like certain devices, technologies? Is it the staff themselves? Or it's probably, I assume, a synergy of all of the above.
I think it all comes down to people, right? I mean, I think it's the staff we have, it's the doctors we work with, it's the system that we've created that makes all the difference, and it's all there for the public, right? We're not a private healthcare facility. We raise money to make sure that everyone has equitable access to care.
Yeah. I think a big thing that resonated with me last time we talked, I was like, well, like, what are you going to do different? We were talking about the mayoral run, but basically you were like, well, I'm going to get like the people around me that are like smarter than me so that I know what to do. And it reminds me, like, my famous quote from Charles Schwab is like, the greatest asset that I possess is the enthusiasm I arouse in the people around me. Like, in a role like yours, like, I take it you're not a PhD scientist.
Yeah, my greatest line is not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I think you're definitely the man for the job. That's for sure. It's I think that, like, I would love to have you as our mayor, I'll say.
Well, thank you.
I'm already kind of sad that you're not, but like, it's good to see that you're still in a place where I think like your skills are going to resonate and they're going to reach so far and they're going to affect so many people. I think that's huge. It's huge for Calgary. It's huge for Alberta. And it might be a very good thing for people who are going to go through things like cancer within our province so that they know that we have somebody in the right shoes to help them out.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Least I can say. That's for sure.
Very kind of you.
Yeah. So yourself, we're moving into the Christmas season here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any big plans? Do you get to take a step away, a break? I know you're more of a family man as well.
I love Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's funny. We were just talking on the way in here. I do all the decorating. My wife does very little of it. I make her do the lights on the tree because she will otherwise annoy everyone in the house about why the lights aren't enough and shouldn't there be more lights. Yeah. And even last night at dinner, she's like, per foot, you should have at least 200 lights. If the tree is this,
I love that.
Like, it's a whole calculation in, it's just, we're 20 years into this marriage. I'm just like, yes, dear, that sounds fine. Off you go. But lights. I love Christmas. I love hanging out. We love hanging out with friends. Yeah. I actually it's the one time a year that I actually don't want to go away. Yeah. Right? Like, I love being in Calgary for Christmas. So family's here, friends are here. It's just a good time, right? So
yeah. Is it nice kind of now that you've kind of got a minute to step away from the mayor stuff to kind of reach back with the family and
yeah, I'll tell you though, like, running this charity, it's not any different, right? Yeah. Like, you're constantly on the go. You're constantly out in the public. You're just trying to do the best you can to create some awareness,
and you're doing a lot
raise
of
money.
Other stuff too.
So I would say that weekends are a bit slower. Like last weekend, I think my wife was kind of surprised when she was trying to make bread, and I was just kind of hanging around in the kitchen, and she was like, do you not have somewhere to be? And I was like, I actually have nowhere to be right now.
Yeah, right here.
I'm good. And she's like, you should find somewhere to be.
Did you help with the bread?
Yeah. No, she absolutely did not want my assistance. So it was.
My girlfriend's recently started making bread. It's like the best thing that's ever happened to me.
We haven't made or bought bread, I would say, really since COVID.
Really, I still buy bread, but no, because man, when she makes homemade bread, I eat it like instantly.
Yeah, but you got to pace yourself.
No,
right?
I can't do
we
it.
make the whole wheat. We make the sourdough. Yeah. She makes sourdough.
Okay, we haven't done sourdough
variations.
Yet. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Recently did for Thanksgiving pumpkin cinnamon buns, homemade. That was deadly. I'm a pumpkin pie guy. What's your favorite pie?
Apple.
Apple? Yeah,
absolutely.
Apple with ice cream. Vanilla?
No, that's no.
Just the apple pie.
If you
whipped cream?
Need additives to your apple pie, somebody has seriously screwed up your apple pie.
That's fair.
Like, if I need caramel sauce to choke it down,
this guy's getting apple pie.
You will come over at Christmas time.
Okay.
My wife is one of the best bakers out there.
I'm in.
Like, her pie is amazing. So we'll have some apple pie. I'll make her do cherry pie. Maybe we'll have some pumpkin pie. You can sample it all.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think pumpkin pie is kind of just like.
She's also like, why did you just commit me to 3 pies?
Yeah.
Like, it'll be fine.
I think I can skip the pumpkin pie. I'll do the cherry and the apple. Pumpkin pie is basically like it's the same everywhere.
It's not. It's not. That's a bad statement to make.
Maybe I'm having bad pie, guys. I'm about to have a life-changing experience.
You're going to have a life-changing experience, and then we will talk about it. What we should do is film you tasting all of the pie.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, right? We'll do it.
I'm going to give you a Safeway pie, and then I'm going to give you something else, and you'll be like, eh. And then,
and I'll have to guess the pies. I'll be blindfolded.
Yeah.
Put 8 pies in front of me.
But the people who make the pies will be here.
Yeah.
And if you say the store-bought pie is better than their pie, they get to throw the pie.
Yeah. Oh, they get to throw it.
I'm
in.
We're working this up in real time.
Yeah, I said I wanted to do more YouTube videos. Yeah, well,
I think this will be great.
Yeah, this will be a good one. Yeah. No sharp objects in the pies.
No.
Yeah.
No. It can't be sort of a disadvantage to you in it, right? Like, the sharpness will come from the looks you get from the people who made the pies you didn't check.
Okay. Well, now I'm excited for some pies. That's for sure. I'm a big Christmas guy too. Do you decorate November 1st?
I have started already.
Yeah. Same. It's November 1st. I got like Mariah Carey, Michael Bublé.
I wait till after. I wait till after Remembrance Day. Honestly,
that makes sense.
It is the one thing I do.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. But it's like, it's getting harder and harder every year when you walk into like the mall and it's like July 15th and Christmas specials, and you're like, what the hell is happening here?
It won't even be October yet, and there's Christmas stuff up, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And they just keep adding and adding and adding to that.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Earlier every year.
What do you have a favorite like Christmas event that you go to in Calgary?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of like it all. Like I like hitting the markets with like sometimes like Zoo Lights is a great one to go and check out. Classic. You've got A Christmas Carol is always sort of timeless to go and see in Calgary. But I just honestly, it's like I just like hanging out at my house.
Yeah, I'm a big like dinner party kind of guy. Yep. Like let's all get in some comfy seats with some cocktails and some pie.
I've gotten into making Christmas cocktails. In fact, on the weekend we had a bunch of people over, and I was like, okay, this is the one I think I'm going to do this year. What do you think? And we taste tested. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. No, I bourbon and ice. That's usually my Christmas cocktail.
Bourbon and ice is a good cocktail anytime, but I try to get fancier for Christmas. So this time I made my own simple syrup. Yeah, with a little bit of cinnamon and star anise in it. I made
beautiful.
You add a little if you mix that with Hennessy and then a little bit of lemon juice, shake it up. It's delicious.
We'll put the recipes in the description below.
I will. You can make Jeff's simple syrup too for the holidays.
Simple syrup, yeah. We'll do a carousel with a few recipes from Jeff.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, we should actually. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm not kidding. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, okay,
that's awesome. Well, no, hey, I think we're pulling up on the 45-minute mark here, which is where we try to kind of wrap things up. I want to give a big shout out to like what you're doing and like it's everything that everyone is doing in that world, especially the volunteers that you were talking about. Yeah. And let's hope that let's hit the 250 by Friday by the time this goes live. And then let's push it further. Let's see how far we can get that. It's running till December 15th.
I think so. Is that right? Yeah, ish. I mean, we try to do December it by the end of the month, but whatever. We'll keep it going.
That's basically how my due dates work as well.
Yeah.
So
this is why I have somebody around me to generally say what Jeff meant to say was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We keep looking off to the side. There's someone there. Yeah. Jeff has a liaison.
I can't see our handlers.
Remember how he wants smart people in the room. He wasn't kidding.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else that you want to give a shout out to? You had your June, I think, golf event, but other than that,
I mean, there's lots of things along. But honestly, it's like if there's people to thank, the people in our healthcare industry are amazing people. Our volunteers, just everybody in our clinic who does what they do to help patients along their journey and support them and their families. So
I'd love to come down and like see the center and maybe like do some more promotion for it. If there's that'd
be great.
Maybe we do a on the street segment about it or something.
You bet.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for coming down. It's great to see you again.
Thank you.